Okay, so recently I went to Bristol to see some friends and I went to St. Nicholas Market. We got there a bit too late, so all the places had shut, but luckily there was this place that was still there called Matina, and they sell like these naan wraps, and so I tried it and it tasted so good. And so it's only natural, we tried to find a version that's easy and friendly for home cooking. Looking back on it, we make a lot of food in this video, so I've timestamped it, so feel free to jump around to the bits that interest you. Okay, with that said, let's get into the recipe. So when I was in Bristol, I got the lamb, chicken and halloumi wrap, and it could be split into 4 main components: the bread, the sauce, the salad and the proteins. And to kick us off today, we're going to be starting off with those proteins. The first one of 3 is going to be this chicken that's coated in a very light teriyaki sauce. It starts off with the sauce, which is going to be soy sauce, brown sugar, mirin and white wine, which goes into a pot. You want to bring that up to a boil and then reduce it to a simmer, and let that simmer for about 20 minutes until it thickens slightly. Season your chicken with salt. In this case, I've dry brined mine, so there was no need, and fry that in a pan on medium-high heat. We're looking for these golden brown bits on the edges, which is going to give us that beautiful flavor. Add a light amount of teriyaki sauce, and do note it has sugars in it, so be careful not to burn it. It might even be worth turning down the heat slightly. And with that, we have the chicken component of our wrap completed. It's also worth noting that you do have some good leftovers here, not only in the chicken teriyaki itself, but also in that teriyaki sauce. Moving on to the next protein, which is going to be this spiced harissa lamb. Into a bowl, I'm adding minced lamb, salt, onion, cumin, paprika, black pepper, chili powder, and some harissa paste. Give everything a good mix, and bonus points if you let this sit overnight. I've portioned mine into long rectangles just so it's easier to fry and I can get better shapes for the wrap. I've fried that in a pan on medium-high heat, and then once you've got some nice browning on different sides, I've lowered the heat just so it can cook the inside more. And with that completed, we now have the lamb, which is the second protein. And so for the third and final protein, it's just going to be halloumi, which is really simple and easy. I've sliced it up, fried it in a pan on medium heat until it becomes golden brown, then I've flipped it until everything becomes golden brown on both sides, and then just remove that from the pan. With the proteins out the way, let's move on to the sauces. So when I was in Bristol and I saw them preparing my wrap, they used 4 sauces: hummus, tzatziki, this red spicy one, and then this mystery brown, almost blackish type of sauce, which I'm not sure what it is. So if you have any clues, please do let me know down in the comments below. I really am trying to figure out what this last sauce is. Instead of tzatziki, I'm using a herb sauce, which isn't directly tzatziki, but this herb sauce slaps, I promise you. It's not actually my recipe. I got it off of Ethan's doner kebab video, but I've made a few tweaks. And so into a bowl, you want to add mayonnaise, yogurt, salt, MSG, honey, dried dill, dried mint, dried oregano, garlic powder, onion powder. Give that a whisk together and then pour that into a sauce bottle. And I promise you that this sauce right here is so good. For the red spicy sauce, we're doing something more friendly in terms of ingredients and quite simple. It's simply just equal parts harissa paste, ketchup and sriracha. Mix that all together and you have your red spicy sauce. And for the hummus, I say this in a couple of my videos, but I'm a lazy guy sometimes, so I've just gone for store-bought. But by all means, if you want to make your homemade hummus, go right ahead. And that's it for the sauces. Now for the bread, I'm going with naan. I've made this from scratch just so I can make my naan a bit bigger than the ones I was seeing in the store, and the recipe I've used I'll link down below. But you don't even have to use naan bread. You can use whatever sort of wrap bread you like, and to be honest, it might even be recommended, just because when it came to actually wrapping the whole thing together, it was a bit tricky. We got it in the end, but it was a bit tricky. I'm only using naan because that's just what I had in Bristol, and again, I'm trying to recreate as close a replica I can to what I ate on that day. And for the salad, when I was in Bristol, I saw they used cabbage, and so I wanted to do something similar where I chopped up cabbage, chopped up tomatoes, chopped up cucumbers, chopped up onions, a bunch of this veg, tossed it together, and the whole idea was going to be you now have a salad which you can add to whatever dish in the week. However, on day 2, it kind of became slimy. I don't know what's causing that yet, but it became really weird and slimy. So I've kind of scrapped this idea and gone for a much simpler approach, which is to just say I've chopped up some red cabbage and I've chopped up some lettuce, and then I'm just going to add that to my wrap. With that all said and done, it's time to assemble. So I've gone for my naan bread. I've gone for 2 here just because I felt like it would have wrapped a bit better. Then my sauces, so the hummus, the herb sauce, and then the red spicy sauce. And then our proteins, so the halloumi, the chicken, the lamb, and then that salad on top, and then roll everything together. I've gone for parchment paper so it can kind of hold its shape. And then you can slice down and see the cross section, and this is what I have here. And the best part about all of this is that you will have so much leftovers in your fridge in terms of just variety, and so you're going to be well fed these next couple of days. For example, I think I had some jollof rice and the teriyaki and the salad as well, and so that meal just came together like that, and it tasted really good as well. But that's going to be it from me. If you have watched up to this far, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you want to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.